With the 2021-2022 St. Francis basketball season completely wrapped up, we hear from Coach Perez, Coach Carroll, and Coach Dwyer about the success of each of their teams. This season was extremely memorable, and everyone's hard work on and off the floor really paid off.
Looking back at the freshman season, I can really just be thankful that we were able to play a full season this year. I think I'm really proud of this team. We started off, really hot out of the gate, winning five of our first 7 games. Dealt with a couple injuries throughout the year, but I was really proud of this team to battle back and really get some key wins at the end of the season that teams that we lost to earlier in the season, and they fought back and had a great season. One of the things, looking at what the seniors did this year, I really hope this freshman group looks at what they did and accomplished and can learn from that. I think they got a really good taste of what high school basketball is, and I'm really excited to see this group grow and looking forward to see what they can do next year. Really proud of them and, thankful to be their coach and excited to see what they do in the future here at St. Francis.
I think this was a great season for this group. They finished 22-6 with 1 loss in conference. We capped off our season with a game-winning 4-point play to beat Wheaton South at home, and then an overtime victory against Wheaton Academy at their place. Really fun atmospheres, 2 really great rivalries. Most importantly, I think this group showed a lot of improvement, especially towards the end of the year. One thing I stressed the entire season was building varsity habits, and I think they made great strides in that area, especially the last month or so of the season. And I think they'll be ready to make an impact next year in their first year of varsity ball.
I think the one thing I would say about every team I've ever coached that has had a successful run in the playoffs and a winning season, they've usually taken ownership of their team well before they've reached the varsity level. And what I mean by that is it can go all the way back into feeder basketball. They start to create a chemistry together. They find time to make sure they go play together, not at a camp, not being coached by somebody. They spend time with each other. And these guys took that mindset of we're going to take ownership of our team, and we realized that because of Sebastian and Brendan being up on the varsity, it may not happen until their junior year and their senior year. And then unfortunately the junior year was cut in half and really thrown off kilter because of this whole COVID experience. And then I think the big thing is, they realized once the season ended last March, they all knew they each had to get stronger. They all took ownership in that. They all realized we were running around different restrictions and that we were dealing with this, but we had the mindset that we were going to hopefully get to a point where we were going to have a normal season. And we got fortunate enough to have that. It took a little bit longer than we wanted to, but it happened. And I think the most important thing I can say is I normally in a pregame, I have a dry erase board and we write our main offensive principles, some key offensive things, defensively, some things that we want to do, certain matchups. And we didn't do that this year. I think after the first, maybe second game, I just stopped doing it because if I ask them right now today, what's our 3 goals on offense, I guarantee you every one of them will say run the floor, get a good shot, make them work on offense. And then defensively, same thing, no layups, contested shots, and one shot and go. So it was already kind of in them, and it really didn't need to be that detailed anymore. It was the work had already been done, and now it was about to go out and then you make your adjustments as you go by. And then having Coach Garcia break down teams so much and being able to give these kids the scouting reports on their phones to review days before we play teams, it just made everything that much more effective. So it's just a great group of kids. Every team that has a great winning season is always a little bit more, thought of just because of that aspect. But, we won 3 games, regional championship game, sectionals, and the sectional championship game. All 3 of those games came down to the final minute, 30 seconds, last second shots. We could have had someone bank a 3 in against us and we wouldn't even be talking about the Elite 8. But the impact these guys have had on our program is just amazing.
Thank you everyone for listening. It has been my pleasure getting these videos out to you over the last year. Thank you to our parents, fans, and alumni for helping make this basketball season so memorable. Until next time, this is Tommy Bradhauer signing off.